じゃあパート2やっていきましょう。前回はねもうわけわかんなかったんで、とりあえずなんか今回はまだね攻略ウィキ見ないでっていうかパート1のねすぐ後に撮ってるんで、まず見ないでやって詰まったらウィキ見ようかなと思います。じゃあやっていこうとか本当になんか
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
ちょっといろいろね試していこう。これ何なんだろうね。消せるのがちょっとほら消せるんだよ。インプットこれ何なの。これ増えてない。最初1だったような、メモリが1個分しかいってなかったような気がするんだけど、これは何だろう。まあ行こう。誰もいないね。
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
反抗してみよう。
This was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
そうそう、休憩室。前回言った休憩室。これ綺麗なんだよね。
Wow. Yes, this room. What a beautiful room. What a gorgeous room. Thank goodness Stanley had taken this detour on his way to the meeting room. Life without having experienced this room was now too horrible even to consider. Yes, really worth it being here in the room. A room so utterly captivating that even though all your co-workers have mysteriously vanished, here you sit looking at these chairs and some paintings. Really worth it.
実はずっといるとなんか起きる。
At this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
これジャンプボタンあるのかな。
Stanley sat around waiting for more dialogue, but when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
このゲームがどういうこと？メッセージ？じゃあこれちょっとブラブラしていいね。特に何もないからちょっと進むか。
But at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
左側の？あ、これ？俺これまっすぐ行っちゃったんだっけ？これどっち行ったんだっけ？あー、じゃあちょっとこっち行ってみようか。これ何これ？
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
この矢印がちょっとな。でこうなんだ。そういうことなの？でこっちはまた休憩室みたいな。で行けなくなってるね。そういうことなんだ。
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
これ誰動かしてる？何これ？
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on
実は
track.
なんかこれあるんじゃないのこれ実はなんか意外と重要そうじゃないこういう実
There
は
was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet.
空
No
っぽの
reason
掃
to
除
still
用具入
be
れそこ
here.
にいる意味はないいやーなんかあるんじゃないの実は
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet
なんもせず
FA.
なんもしてませんよ別にあなんかこのバールのような
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing
なん
around
で
doing
なん
nothing?
で
Why?
なんでって言われて
Please
もな
offer
ん
me
か
some
な
explanation here. I'm genuinely confused.
説明って言われてもなんかあなたが喋るからなんか言い続けたいよね実はもう一回喋
You
るんでしょ
do
ほら
realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story
言及する必要はないと
whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
本当にじゃあ本当に何もないんだと言い
Maybe
つつほら
to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favorite." I
掃
hope
除用
your
具入れ
friends
エン
find
ド
this concerning.
そういうエンドとかやめてよゲームっぽい感じ何々エンドみたいな
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
何言ってんだよこの人
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now.
俺死んでる
You're
実は
dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here when a
中枢
physical
神経破
malady
壊
of
し
some
キーボ
sort
ードの
shut
前に
down
崩れ
your
落ちた
central nervous system and you
落
collapsed
ちて
on
な
the
い大丈夫
keyboard.
大丈夫だよ
Well, in a
いるいる
situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as
腐
to
り出す
ensure
前に
that your
近所
body
の
is
人に伝え
taken
ておく
care
のが
of
正しい
before
なん
it
で俺が
begins
一
to
人でいるみたいな
decompose.
さ大丈夫大丈夫
Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this
や
computer
だな
is
こんな死
dead.
に方
He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them.
何それ
When you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
なんか俺が全然理解できない人みたいなあと面白いからさもう終わりかななんかこの人って誰かもわかんないけどその人がさ喋るから喋り続けるからなんかあるんじゃないかなとか思っちゃうよねこれなんでこのマークこれただマークバールのようなあ喋れなくなったねもう本当に何もないのかな多分これで終わりかなもうちょっといるかいや出るか
Ah, second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
違うよ2人目実は僕はその昔の記憶をそのまま受け継いでてで2人目のプレイヤーにそのままなってるみたいなあれ戻れないくそ本当に何もなかったんだでもう一回入ると何か起きる
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids.
同じ
Perhaps
こと
there's
繰
a
り返して
monkey
る
nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the
なんで金類
details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
そうだねあそうなのなんか入るとなんか逆になんかちょっと気になってくるこれなんか本当に重要は何もないのこれ まあ別にもうくっそなんかいろいろ言われたけどちょっと面白かったでもう一回入るとないさすがにもう本当にただのこれ掃除用具入れなのにしてはなんかこのボイス視観視点とかいろいろ言ってたけどあたかも僕が本当にパソコンの前でゲームしてるかのような言い草見られてる実はなんつうのトゥルーマンショーみたいな感じでさまあいいや行こう何もないね本当に何もなかったねこれ本当に何もないのかな掃除用具入れエンドこれどっちって
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
上に行ったらだからちょっと下に行ってみようかちょっと反抗していこう反抗期これ何もないこれボタンじゃないファイアフォース消火栓
But Stanley just couldn't do it.
それは
He
できなかった
considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that. And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all. None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down? Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. Then he imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control. That this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up. He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job. All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
おー、よかった。本当に見かと思った。
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
誰？マリエラ。
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
なんでしたいって決めつけてんだよ。終わった。なんか今回のルートはすごかったね。これが意外とでもなんかしっくりくるエンドかもしれないね。精神病でみたいな。いや面白かった。今回はちょっと短いけどここで終わろうかな。もう一ルート行く時間がちょっとないんで今回はこれで終わりたいと思います。いや面白かった。多分ね次回からは攻略を見てどうやって進んだらいいかみたいなね。ネタバレは極力見ないようにしてどうやって進むかだけのヒントをもらってやりたいなと思います。いや面白かった。この番号とかもなんか関係あるのかな。まだそこまで行ってないからね。本当の真実エンドみたいなトゥルーエンドは見てみたいですけどね。じゃあ今回はこれで終わりたいと思います。ご視聴ありがとうございました。では。